Hi, I'm Flava D. I'm here with Music Radar, and I'm going to demonstrate how I would start a DnB liquid tune and what elements I would start with. Usually when I start something fresh, I'll just have like a texture of some sort, just playing until I hear something, or like get some pianos going. And then addictive keys is probably one of my go-tos with pianos. Just probably plug that in. And then mix. And then I'll turn the velocity down. It's a little bit harsh on these pianos, but that's kind of how I would kind of start an idea when it comes to liquid. These actually. And then get some like little hats in there. So with hats, I will just usually just go through, find a bunch I like the sound of, and then just put a bunch in this little drum rack here. I've got a problem, the A on my keyboard doesn't work, so I need to like find hat without typing it. Oh, it's a bit of a nightmare. Oh, there we go. I've got to get the first hats I can find at this point. This is a loop, so let me just quickly shorten that up into a one shot. Something like that. Okay, right, so. Then what I'll do is put some little reverb on my little intro hats. Something subtle. One thing I always do on things like drum elements, always just take the low end out. It's just kind of like religious for me, and yeah. Then I'll probably find like a shaker loop of some sort, just have in the background maybe. There's some really good samples here. And then I'll move on to like thinking about a bass line or something like that. I'll do the same with these, put this in as well. Probably put some chorus in as well. Something as well I do with little shakers is I will change the transients in Ableton, which is quite cool. So you just move this here and you will just lower. So they're just a bit more stripped back and then have it like that. Get like some plucky stuff in there. Probably something in Serum. I'll just quickly find something from here for now. Kind of like a plucky sound. Filter on here, just whilst I'm getting an idea together for a little bass riff. Like that. And then I'll take the lows out of this. And then what I'll do is actually I'll put the convolution up on this. And then probably a bit of delay. I need to get a new mouse. Then get a snare clap of some sort. What? If I spell it right? I forget that A doesn't work, that's why. That would do for now, something like this, sort of short and snappy. So I'll get like the main sort of snappy transient of a snare before I put in like a loop or a break of some sort to sit on top of it. Shorten that slightly. And then at this point, because it sounds really sort of naked right now, I'll get a break or something that I like till I hear. Maybe a think break will do actually. Maybe that. Put that in there. Yeah, let's go for this one. But I'll do the transit thing with this as well, so shaving it down slightly. Group all these together. Take the low end out of this break as well, so it's not clashing with the main elements. And then I'll also put the convolution on here. And then I'll probably get like some shakers in there as well. If I could type A, it would make my life a lot easier. So just go for like a shake of some sort, maybe one of these. Just something at tops of some sort. Yeah, maybe that. So this, I just want it to fit in the gaps basically. And make this like really 3D, so put this right, push it to really out in the left and the right. Let's be better with one of these. I would just quickly put a glue compressor on these as well, so everything sounds a bit more glued together rather than and then we'll get onto like more of the bass line, something like this. Cool, put pianos back in. And what I'll do now that I've added a kick and snare is what I'll do is I will sidechain them slightly. A quick way of doing that as well is with this thing called kickstart. It's really sick. So you just sync it to the element that you want to dip. So this is the kick here. So this is on layer 94. So you will just look for that in here. And I think it's, here we go. So now this is going to be dipping, so you kind of a bit more dramatic here. So the pianos are not going to be clashing with a kick, and then I'll copy and paste this to this plucky melody that I've got. Same with this as well, copy and paste on there, so this is going to be dipping. So now I will add like a bass line of some sort, maybe just like a Reese. So how's that rain? And then before I do that, I'll quickly just copy and paste my sidechain so that it's all good to go. I'm not going to be clashing with the bass frequencies. So extend this one over. Plus one. So yeah, let's hear that all together. I'll filter down these pianos quickly so you can hear it a bit clearer. Yeah, that's kind of like how I would go about making an idea and kind of like the correct order of how I would at least start something. And then after that point, it's just working out a structure of some sort. And then, yeah, that's kind of like the skeleton of the idea. Sometimes if there's like a certain bass line from a tune where I know would go well, or like there was a layer of like pads in there and just it will kind of give me a good starting point without having to go into Serum, making the sound from scratch. Sometimes it's just good when you have that idea and you need to like impulsively get it down. Yeah, like for example, this, it had a really nice piano in it that I liked from something I made before. And then, whereas I probably would have lost those melodies I had in my head if I had gone in and tweaked the piano, add the reverb I want and all that stuff. So I think it's really good just for like a workflow point of view.